Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about back-to-back snowstorms setting up shop over the central U.S. coming up on Sunday as well as Tuesday. So before I do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. Here's the overall temperature map as far as this afternoon goes on Saturday. And you can see widespread 40s where the next snowstorm is going to be setting up shop into Oklahoma as well as Kansas. And you can already kind of see where the snow is already flying into portions of Colorado where it's in the 20s. And this will continue moving southeast as we progress throughout the day. And later on today, under the hood, you can kind of see where that snow is flying is essentially north of the 540 line. This is basically a line where it's going to be all layers of the atmosphere are cold enough for it to snow and possibly reach the surface. So basically north along that line, that's where the snow is already starting to kind of fly into Colorado. So as we progress throughout the evening, coming up on later into the evening into Saturday night, into early morning of Sunday morning, you can definitely see that snow flying north of the 540 line into Kansas, as well as eastern parts of Colorado, and then southern parts of Nebraska. And I think as we go into Sunday morning, as kind of day breaks, I think that's when it starts really getting its act together, setting up shop over the Texas Panhandle with these darker blues, where I think the heavier snow amounts are going to start to accumulate in that area, where they've got winter storm watches going on right now. And now that snow is going to be reaching the northern parts of Oklahoma, and then a good chunk of Kansas into central Kansas going to be definitely feeling the effects from this winter storm. And then rain breaking out on the south side with the chilly rain setting up over Texas, especially as you get into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As we kind of zoom in, you can see this would be Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you can see where these darker blues kind of set up in Elk City. The snow line reaches the Oklahoma City area now, Stillwater, Pocono City, Bartonsville, Enid, and Liberal, Kansas. I do think it reaches the Texas Panhandle by then, and Dalhart and Amarillo. So you'll start to see that transition into kind of a heavier snow by then, of course, and then rain on the south side as we progress through Sunday morning. But as we continue into the afternoon, those snow amounts just accumulate, and it's still snowing in a good chunk of Oklahoma, where those winter storm warnings will continue, and those heavier snow bands will kind of shift further east by then. Now we're talking snow in southern Missouri as well as northern Arkansas, and then just on the south side, you'll have some rain. And we'll go over the totals at the end of the video. But you can look at the winds. I mean, where that snow is going to be flying, these are the gusts coming up on Sunday at 6 o'clock. And you can see some of these darker reddish shaded areas. You're talking 35-mile-per-hour wind gust in Sherman and Plano, and as far as Graham, getting into the Texas Panhandle, where you're going to maybe see that transition of maybe some snow flurries starting to fly, and Wichita Falls. But it should be all snow in Lawton and Oklahoma City and Elk City. So the combination of, some heavier snow bands as well as wind gust in the 20, if not 30, 35 plus mile per hour range, that is going to be not good conditions to be driving in at 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. So definitely prepare for that. And this snow will keep moving to the east. So now we're talking, it will get into southern portions of Missouri and to northern portions of Arkansas, and it will continue on to the east. But back behind it, that's the first initial snowstorm. And we'll have a second one behind that but these temperatures are not going to be falling below freezing. So whatever falls is going to be sticking to the surface. So these are 9 o'clock temperatures on Monday, and we're talking, upper 20s. So that's usually a sign where that's going to be on the road. It's going to be very difficult to melt. So I do not expect this snow to go anywhere after this first initial band ends in Oklahoma City and Stillwater and Bartonsville, as well as Tulsa. And then as we continue to move on, we'll have a little bit of a lull, but not too much. We have another system coming in from the northwest, and then snow will continue to start to break out coming up on Tuesday morning as daybreak arrives, and then snow will start to fly in the Texas Panhandle again, and to extreme portions of the Oklahoma Panhandle, as well as Kansas, and getting into Nebraska. And I do think that snow will continue moving eastward and getting into a lot of the same areas that just got the snowfall on Sunday, setting up shop again in Oklahoma City, where I expected another several inches to add to the 2 to 5 inches you possibly had on Sunday. And this you can see where the 540 line is. It reaches actually all the way down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but unfortunately, there's not going to be much moisture to work with in the upper levels. So I don't think there's going to be any precipitation flying in Texas. So I don't think you see any snowfall, getting into Texas, only the extreme portions of the Texas Panhandle. But where there is moisture around and those temperatures are going to be cold enough, that's where you're going to see the snow setting up into central parts of Oklahoma and as well as Kansas. And as this continues to move on, these areas get hit, kind of the same areas that just got hit Sunday. So more snow flying coming up on Tuesday night into early parts of Wednesday morning into southern parts of Arkansas, as well as southern parts of Missouri as well. So now let's take a look at some of the snowfall totals. This is the latest NAM model, and this is a short range, high resolution model. So I do think this is actually a pretty good an agreement now. We're talking 8 inches between the two storms in Oklahoma City, 10.5 inches in Stillwater, 8.4 in Enid, 5.9 in Elk City, 2.1 in Amarillo, a little bit over 3 inches in Dalhart, 6 inches in Liberal, Kansas, 6.7 in Bartonsville, and 7.2 in Tulsa. So yeah, I mean, even maybe potentially a half inch of snow in Paris. I don't think you get a half inch in Sherman, but there's a possibility you could have a little bit of a wet snowflake starting to fly. But here's the European model, kind of the same thing. This one has 8.4 inches in Oklahoma City, 8.9 in Elk City. So we're seeing congruency now. So I do think you're going to be getting these amounts. Dalhart, 2.4, Liberal, 6.3, Bartonsville, 3.7, Tulsa, 4.7. Here's another view of this is the Canadian model, and this one has 9.5 in Enid, 8.5 in Tulsa, 6.3 in Bartonsville. It has the snow flying just a tad bit further south. So this one has 2.4 in Wichita Falls. I'm not sure if I'm actually buying that or not, but I don't think it actually gets that far south. And then 3.3 into Dalhart. So as we continue moving, and this would be Arkansas. This is the latest NAM. So 6.0 in Mountain Home, Arkansas, 8.2 inches in Rogers, almost 10 inches in Fayetteville. So this is a pretty healthy snow for the South for sure. 4.9 in Fort Miss, Arkansas, maybe a half inch in Hot Springs. So, and if we take it to the north, that's when you can see. Let me just get rid of my face so you can actually see this. 6.7 in Bartonsville, Joplin, Missouri, possibly 6.3, Springdale, 8.8, Springfield, 5.2. So yeah, some pretty good snows starting to set up over the next Sunday as well as Tuesday for portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.